Black America. While we celebrate symbolism of having a black woman in the White House and a black woman in the Supreme Court, right now as we speak, black women are the most likely to lose their house. Black men have the shortest lives, black children have the highest suicide rate, and even though we are around 15 to 20% of the population, we are over 55% of those living in the streets. We are going to be third-class citizens in the nation we built. We better wake up and vote for real policy. Vote for Greg Marcel Dixon. Repair Black America to fix America.
Peace, family. My name is Vicki, Dillard, and I'm so pleased to be a contributor here on African Diaspora News Channel. Please make sure that you come in giving us a big thumbs up, and share the broadcast. Thank you so very much. When you do that, you make it more likely that other folks will see and know that we are here. And how many of you all know that we are the counter voice to the dominant voice of the oppressive class? So what we do here matters. Family, now, I have been giving the Reverend Al Sharpton, who needs to go eat, this everlasting work. Now, since he became vegan, no disrespect to any of the vegans, we believe in eating healthy and supplements and fruits and vegetables and all that. But if you fix to get ready to change your life and you lose weight and stuff and you turn around at the same time and lose consciousness, baby, you might need to go get you a bucket fried chicken real fast to cure that. I'm just saying. I'm not a doctor. I'll consult your doctor and stuff. But I want you to watch this very brief clip of this bone and biscuit, Reverend Al Sharpton, undermining us, our demand for reparations. Look at this very brief clip.
Reverend Brown, paraphrasing a quote from you in the Washington Post this week, you personally don't expect white Americans, white Californians to sign off on cash reparations for black people. And of course, that fits with a 2021 poll by the Washington Post, which found that 65% of Americans oppose reparations to black Americans, with more than 3/4 of white Americans opposed to the idea. I know that the task force is still working out next steps, but if it's going to be not direct cash payments, how should California proceed in your view?
It should proceed by funding educational programs, making housing opportunities available, making sure we deal with this criminal justice system that's been wrong and unjust for blacks. And we should also look at the health conditions, whether it's mental health, physical, or environmental health. This state has been guilty of public policy measures that have caused great harm, trauma.
Now, did you see the tactic there? He is using his little weekend show on MSNBC, putting it in the biggest letters that his staff could find to talk about the folks that oppose reparations by 65%, and then specifically tell us that white folks disagree by 3/4. Now, let me ask you something. Did Reverend Al Sharpton do a show for the AAPI community, the Asian Pacific Islander community, when we gave them $50 million just the other day and legal protections? Did he do a big fat poll on the number of folks that disagreed that we should take in white Afghans and the Ukrainians and stuff? And besides that, when it comes down to a just and righteous issue, we not finna just be looking at people's polls. When we look at the polls, it's to figure out how we getting ready to ignore them or overcome them. A whole war was fought over slavery, the Civil War, and it's not because the North didn't believe in slavery. It was a small little handful of Quaker-type Europeans that didn't believe in slavery. But the majority of Americans, both in the North and the South, believed overwhelmingly in slavery. The Civil War was fought because the North was jealous of the power and the money that the South had because of slavery. They changed the laws to 3/5 of a human being, in part legally, because they were counting slaves. And the more, quote unquote, bodies that they could count gave them greater representation, greater power in the government. That's when they came up in part with that 3/5 of a human being that was for political mostly purposes. And of course, you know, they saw us as property, obviously. My point is, and then, and of course, you know that in order to control the South, they fought the war. The Northerners wanted to fight with the Southerners in order to prevent them from economically and politically benefiting. And obviously the South was fighting because they wanted to maintain those privileges. You need to get the book Forced into Glory so that you'll find and know the details. Don't ever get it twisted. The point is, if it's not for us to be sitting up here waiting until America grows a conscience to decide when we were going to be free. Likewise, we're not going to be sitting up here waiting for America to grow a conscience and decide when we, quote unquote, are worthy of reparations, when they're giving billions of dollars to the Ukraine and every 5 seconds coming up with money for everybody else but us. And we built this joint. The devil is a lie. Our demand for reparations has to do with justice and the ancestors. And that's the reason why I don't want you to miss our ancestor webinar coming up on Sunday, June 26th. The link is below. I'm going to break down both your celestial and your terrestrial bloodline. There's more to you than what meets the eye. These secrets I'm going to give you are things that the powers that shouldn't be don't want you to know. This webinar is for the whole wide world. Go to onpurposewithvicki.com. The link is below. I can't wait to see you there.
Colonization never ended in the white supremacist system. And as we see today, the colonization is in the mind. Now, those who have been enslaved and those who have been colonized, we're still dealing with the remnants of that through the colonization of the mind. Pick up my book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, and we will help deprogram you from the colonization that was put upon you by generations and generations of white supremacy. You can pick it up today on Amazon.com.